Hi, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get started. You've tried the diets. You've tried the drugs. Maybe you're trying both. You've tried white-knuckling, restarting on Monday. It is Sunday. And hating yourself into change. And you've been told this is the way to do it. But brain science and psychology have moved leaps and bounds in the last decade. But you know what hasn't changed? The way we diet, our format, and our formula. Here's what nobody told you, though. You're not broken. You're not weak. You've just been given a squirt gun to fight a house fire. I'm going to give you 21 epiphanies, 21 reasons why you might go to food. And they're the stuff that actually explains why you do what you do. And not a single one is just try harder. Number 1, your food struggles are a gift. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Your food patterns are proof your brain is brilliant at solving problems. It just picked a solution that's not working anymore. That's not failure. That's intelligence looking for an upgrade. That's from chapter 1 of my book. Number 2, it's not one thing. There's actually 4 systems that we know of right now that I could pull out. Willpower, please. You've got 4 biological systems ganging up on you. Reward chemistry, gut bacteria, your nervous system, and habits. Those are 4 different areas, and each one of them is complicated, all hijacked at once. No wonder that diet didn't work. You were trying to win a forefront war with a butter knife. Number 3, alarmed aloneness. You're not eating because you're hungry. You're eating because you're stressed and alone with it. Food doesn't ghost you. Food doesn't judge you. Food shows up every single time. It's the most loyal relationship you've ever had. No wonder you keep going back. Can you put a number in the chat thread whenever this hits you? This is number 3. So far, we've had 1, 2, and 3. But when's the last time you ate when you weren't hungry? I just have to say I'm giggling about this because I think there were probably decades where I was not hungry. There was stuff underneath, and the reasons you ate had nothing to do with your stomach growling. Number 4, diets prevent learning. Let me say that again. Diets prevent learning. Your brain learns through choice, reflection, and feeling safe. Diets remove choice. We're not even supposed to have choice. Demand compliance and create fear. So basically, diets are designed to prevent your brain from learning. Cool. Number 5, shame blocks everything. When you're drowning in shame, your brain goes into lockdown. No learning, no changing, no growing. So every time a diet made you feel like garbage, it was literally blocking the transformation you were trying to create. Fantastic. Number 6, your why has become a whip. Think of your health. Think of your kids. Think of how you'll look. Ring any bells? You've turned your motivation into a weapon you beat yourself with. What if your why could guide you instead of punish you? How often do you use your why to beat yourself up? Is there a wedding coming up? Or, I don't know, a holiday? Wink. Gathering of people you haven't seen in a while? Number 7, your triggers were programmed in childhood. Why does criticism destroy you, but your friends shrug it off? Why does rejection feel like death or disappointment? Because your nervous system got programmed before you were 7. Your triggers aren't random. They were installed. You've been running on outdated software your whole life. This is an important one. Number 8, the unconscious contracts. As a kid, you made deals to survive. I won't have needs. I won't upset anyone. I won't take up space. I'll take care of everyone else first. Brings tears to my eyes. Any of those hit home? And by the way, I'm going to give you a list of all of these. So taking furious notes is maybe your way of learning, which is really important, but I will be giving you a really profound list on this. Food became the only way to meet your needs without risking rejection. Sneaky, brilliant, and exhausting. Which contract hits you in the gut? Perfectionist? People pleaser? Invisible? Caretaker? I was a perfectionistic, people-pleasing caretaker hiding in the background. Number 9, your brain can't tell a tiger from a Tuesday. Email from your boss? Tiger. Text from your mother? Tiger. Running late? Tiger. Sad about something from 10 years ago? Tiger. Your brain treats literally everything like you're about to be eaten. No wonder you're exhausted by Tuesday. How many tiger signals do you think you get in a day? 10, 20, 50? Love to see your answers. And by the way, I don't know if there's any research on that, but there probably could be. I think we could probably start our own research study on that one. Number 10, life doesn't pause for your healing. Life doesn't care about your healing journey. The car breaks down, the kid gets sick, the job explodes, the holidays happen. You don't get to heal in a bubble. You have to learn to spot your patterns when everything's on fire. I call that SWCC, stuff we can't control. Are you starting to get the sense that there's a lot going on and there's a lot of underlying reasons you might be seeking that substance to numb and soothe? Number 11, you're not too sensitive. Ever been told you're too much? Too sensitive? Too emotional? Nope. You're just wired differently. Some of us feel everything at volume 11. That's not a bug, it's a feature. Once you understand your wiring, everything changes. Why do you think some people can smell certain things? My gosh, Jackie's sense of smell is crazy amazing. Why do you think there's a variety there? There's also variety in how we sense things. These are all on a spectrum. And yes, we could say spectrum here. Have you spent your whole life being told you're too much? Don't forget to breathe. Number 12, every failure has been teaching you. Every diet you quit, every Monday restart, every I'll do better tomorrow. You weren't failing, you were collecting data. If you're thinking about it, you've been running experiments on yourself for years. Time to stop being ashamed of the research and start using it. How many times have we been told tomorrow's another day? Just start fresh tomorrow. Start with day one. What you're losing then is the ability to learn from your mistakes. It's no different. I'm not going to use a car crash as an example. I'll use losing your keys as an example. It's no different than losing your keys and thinking, okay, how can I change this habit so I don't go through this again? We have to be able to reflect back. That is a part of learning that is completely missing from diet culture. Number 13, the reframe is your superpower. When you change how you see something, you literally change your brain chemistry. That's not woo-woo, that's actual science. Learning to ask, wait, is that actually true? is the superpower nobody taught you. It's like magic, except it's real. Your brain is actually shifting places and pulling you back into your executive function. It's crazy amazing. What if you could change your brain chemistry just by asking a different question? Number 14, social pressure hijacks your nervous system. We know social pressure. I was going to put this call on the last one, but I thought, nope, you guys need this before the holidays. There's many that have already been celebrating the holidays. You need this one. You're going to hear this. Just have one. But I made this for you. Don't be so rigid. It's the holidays. My grandmother was my first drug pusher. But every food pusher hits your nervous system like a truck. Saying no feels like risking love. Confrontation, ew, I don't want that, especially at a holiday. No wonder you give in and then blame yourself, and then feel like crap probably afterwards. But you can learn from that too. Number 15, treat yourself. Treat yourself is a lie. That thing you call a treat, I Googled it once on Pixabay for looking for some images. There was every kind of confection there. Every single kind of confection. There was not a single roller coaster ride or not a single swing, not a single giddy face, not a single group laughter or card game. It was all food. But it doesn't treat you well. It numbs you. It hijacks you. It leaves you feeling worse. We've been lied to. What if treat meant something that actually made you feel better, not worse? Can you think of another treat that you could use? Another way to define treat? What's something you do that makes you smile and makes you happy, or maybe even numbs you out? Number 16, the war is more exhausting than the food. The constant war, watching, judging, restricting, shaming, restarting. I don't know how many people I talk to who spend a copious amount of time watching and looking at how other people react, watching and looking at how other people are doing things with food. It takes so much more energy than the food ever did. What if the exhaustion isn't from the food, but what if it's from the fight? Number 17, trying harder keeps you stuck. I'm going to say that one again. Trying harder keeps you stuck. The tighter you grip, the more it slips. Rigid rules create the exact failures they're supposed to prevent. I'm not suggesting that we can't have sacred boundaries, but what if these rigid rules were creating even more problems? White-knuckling creates stress. Stress drives you to food. It's sick and twisted. But because food is the solution for everything, it's also the solution for overeating. You've been creating the problem while trying to solve it. It's not your fault. How many times have you tried harder only to end up right back where you started? That's one of my biggest fears. When I released 170 pounds, the whole time I was terrified. The entire time I was terrified. Until I learned to change to healthy respect. Healthy respect for that substance instead of rabid fear. Number 18, it's not about never failing. You're going to fail. That's human. We're supposed to, actually. That's not the question. The question is, can you get back up without beating yourself bloody? Can you get back up without beating yourself bloody? Imperfect practice beats perfect plans every time. Getting back up with kindness That's the skill nobody taught you. I just heard my grandpa's voice. He taught us how to play poker. Bunch of little kids sitting around a table and hear this. I didn't bring a sack lunch, Sonia. Move it along, move it along. That was his way of play. Number 19, the mess is the transformation. Take a breath here. You're waiting for it to get clean and pretty and linear. You see all these other people who seem to be doing everything right. I'm sorry, but they're not going to post the picture of themselves that looks like they just, I don't know. They're only going to post pretty pictures, and they're only going to talk about the good things that have happened to them. But bad news, it won't get clean and pretty and linear. The real transformation happens in the mess. When you're triggered and choose curiosity anyway. When you fall and get back up. The messy middle isn't a detour, it's the destination. I'm going to tell you something right now that I've said before. We're never done with this. We're never done with this. But we do get better at it, and the noise does turn down, and it becomes much easier, and we develop new plans and new processes. We do. And you can. And number 20 is part of the reason why. Because you've probably been isolating. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. I can't get this right. I'm not doing anything right. Everyone else has it down but me. We're so judgy of ourselves. Oh my God. Being stressed and alone drives you to food. Connection is the cure. Ooh, and I know, but no, I don't feel safe with anyone else. I totally get it. I have several clients who prefer to watch the recording. They don't even want to be here. It doesn't feel safe. I really appreciate that. But connection is the cure, and you get connection even from watching this recording. You don't want accountability partners who judge you. You need people who actually get it. People who've hidden wrappers too. You've been alone with this way too long. It's not just about hiding the wrappers. It's about feeling any kind of safe. And it just hurts my heart to think that you don't feel safe. But I hope that you can dip a toe in the water and at least listen to this recording, because I think it's really important. There's hope in this, guys. When's the last time you felt truly understood and not judged about your relationship with food? It includes what's going on in our head. Okay. Look at that, 21 in 21 minutes. Number 21. You already know more than you think. Plot twist. You're already the world's leading expert on you. Every cycle, every pattern, every failure, you've been collecting data for decades. You know more than you think. It's time to start trusting yourself again. That's just 21 things. There is so much, and I pulled every one of these out of my book. Each one of these is in my book, Thinking Outside the Box. A revolutionary approach to food dysfunction. Every one of these. But there's more. Just yesterday, I learned this. I got so excited. I was getting my nails done and my hair done. Ooh. I got so excited. I'm sitting there listening to Andrew Huberman, and I'm connecting dots. He didn't say these things. I connected these dots. That's what I love about the work that I do. and the fact that I come from this space. But some of you will recognize this. When you use food to numb out on a regular basis, your dopamine receptors get flooded and dial themselves down. It's called dopamine downregulation. Here's the kicker. Dopamine is the anticipation hormone, right? It's the reason that you feel so great for the first 2 or 3 bites, but then the thing doesn't really taste good much anymore, right? The dopamine is an anticipation, but it's also a motivation. Think about this. When your dopamine is shot, when you have so much flooded that your system is not recognizing dopamine in its normal way, you can't get yourself to do anything. No wonder you became that beloved couch potato. No wonder how hard it was to start a diet. To add in movement, oh my gosh. Getting off the couch at all. The very system that creates effort is running on empty. So dopamine not only gets you excited about, that's why we like to think about and batch cook in advance so that you're not getting that dopamine hit when you walk into the kitchen. You want dopamine, but you want it less. The very system that creates effort is running on empty. Dopamine is supposed to help us get off the couch. But just try harder is not helpful. It's a cruel joke. I just flashed on the umpteen times I berated myself for not getting up and going to the gym. That's why you have history that you can pull on, because our brain oh my gosh, I have filing cabinets full of the things I did wrong. And that's what you can pull on when you stop looking at it as awful or bad or judgmental or cruel or stupid or wrong or shameful. What if the reason you can't get motivated has nothing to do with laziness? That was just yesterday, guys, and I haven't even had a chance to write it up. But I wanted to bring it here. Lindsay and Patricia and I study almost every day, and we're learning some really cool new stuff about IFS. I can't wait to share with you. Do these things sound familiar to you? I'm going to say a few sentences, and I want you to say yes in the chat thread if it makes sense. Because it may not. I know exactly what to eat. I just can't make myself do it. I've tried every diet. I'm exhausted from fighting myself. Knowing better hasn't helped me do better. That's one that really sticks in my craw, because that's from Maya Angelou, who's one of my favorite poets. And she said specifically, when we know better, we can do better. But because of all of these things, we watch ourselves. Knowing better hasn't helped me do better. It's actually made me more frustrated. Is it possible that when we were numbing and not paying attention to what we were doing and mindlessly eating, that we were, I don't know, happier? I don't know. But now that we know better, we need to take a next step and figure these things out. And how can we shift these things? Because a typical diet is not going to do this for you. How about this one? I feel completely alone with this struggle, even and maybe especially in a room full of people. That's alarmed aloneness, folks. That one hurts my heart so much. I just flashed on several situations where I felt completely alone. And frankly, several of them were when I was eating really, really well and trying to stay healthy and having a room full of people tell me, oh, come on, this is a holiday, stop being so rigid. I'm also feeling alone. The time I joined this group, and it was always around food. We met for every meal, it felt like. And I would order a big salad. And every single time I would get comments like, oh my gosh, you're being so good. Wow, I wish I could be that good. I felt like this huge spotlight was on me all the time. I want you to just listen to this one for a minute. The noise never stops. Food chatter, cravings, the constant mental battle. I just want it to be quiet. I have a hearing issue in my left ear. I can't hear. If I sleep on my right side, I can't hear anything. And it is, it is nirvana, honestly. But the fact is, we do want it to be quiet. And I'm going to tell you right now, it will not completely go away. And there are going to be times when it is shouting and screaming in the room. But you will have a way to deal with it. Here's a question at the heart of this project and this book. When is the last time a diet was updated with the latest in neuroscience, psychology, physiology, and gut biome? Think about it. Most programs are running on the same rules from decades ago, just repackaged with prettier covers. Your brain didn't choose food because you're weak. It chose food because you're smart. And food works. Every time. The problem isn't you, it's that you've been given tools designed for a completely different problem. What if you finally got tools that matched the actual complexity of what you're dealing with? So I want to take a minute before I go on. I want to ask, is this making sense to people? Is this making sense? Are you overwhelmed? Are you hopeful? Are you feeling like, okay, maybe? Okay, love to hear it. So I've been working one-on-one with clients for probably 7 or 8 years, with my company for 5.5 years. And I've been working very diligently on helping them turn down the noise. And I think that I've been very successful. The concern that I had was how to spread this out and make this something that works for everyone. How can I make a program that can help you with your individual needs? So I created a project. It's not a course you'll forget by next Tuesday. It's not a program with someone else's rules that don't fit your life. Not another set of restrictions to white-knuckle through until you snap. A project, your project. Here's what that means. Your brain built its current pathways over decades. They're not broken, they're just old, well-worn roads. Your nervous system travels automatically. We're not here to destroy those roads. We're here to build new ones alongside them. The 4 things to learn and create a new neural pathway. It takes focus, deliberate attention, not scattered rule following. You know how when you bought a class and you're listening to it online, there are glial cells that go in right after that and sweep them up. That's why it's so hard to remember what you were just doing. So we want to create deliberate attention and focus. We want to have friction, real engagement with what's actually happening. So if you think about a situation that happened and you're feeling like, I'm not sure I can eat well in this situation, there's an opportunity for you to reflect, which is the 3rd one, reflection, noticing, learning, adjusting. There's an opportunity right then in the moment, there's friction here, allowing that friction to be there and recognizing, okay, this is a time when parts of me are wanting to go in one direction and parts of me are wanting to go in another. And then focusing deliberately on that rather than turning it away and saying, oh, tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day. I don't want to think about this. And then meaningful repetition, showing up again and again. This doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't even have to be hard. It just requires presence and time and the courage to try something different. Are you ready to stop following someone else's rules and start discovering your own? You're not here to squeeze into someone else's mold. You've tried that and it doesn't work. You're here to build your sanctuary, a safe place that actually fits your life, your body, your history, your wiring, protected by your sacred boundaries, not rigid rules someone else handed you. but lines you draw from your own knowing. My book is the foundation. Your project is where you build, with tons of support at your own pace, as much support as your nervous system can handle, and maybe a skosh higher, but surrounded by people who actually get it. We're each building our own sanctuary, but we're building them together. The deep dive, this isn't surface level. This is the comprehensive exploration of what's underneath your food patterns. Quizzes and assessments to discover your unique wiring. Worksheets to mine your history for gold. I need you to hear this needs to take time. You need to give yourself time. Step by step, changing and shifting and building new neural pathways. Not to just understand them, but to actually shift them. I mean, what's your processing style? What's your attachment blueprint? What are your unconscious contracts? I worked really hard on trying to make this feel comfortable and supportive. And I just kept going back to my Magic membership and how wonderful it is. We have 15 calls a week, Monday through Friday, 3 times a day. You don't need to attend them. The recordings are there at some point during the day. But remember alarmed aloneness? Being activated and alone drives us to food. These calls interrupt that pattern, help us stay focused, and help us remind ourselves that we're not alone in this, even if you don't attend them live. You can get hopeful support. You're activated, you're not alone anymore. Drop in when you can. Camera off is fine. I hate this word, but I know you understand it, so I'm going to use it. Lurking counts. Just being here matters. What would change if you felt like you were never alone with this concept? People have been asking me, in the Magic we've done for years, book club. And I'm going to continue the Wednesday learning, but this project is going to be on Saturdays. We're going to read my book together out loud and then have extended lecture and transformation. Pausing to land the concepts and applying them to your life in real time. The book is a framework, but there is so much more. I don't know if you know this, but there is a community in the app, Transform My Path, which you can download at any time. And I'm hoping is going to get more and more robust the more we use it. It's pretty recent. Already on the Magic, there's 15 calls a week, and there's often coaching. I may end up adding a group coaching call for just the folks in the project. The Facebook group, the course website with everything organized and searchable, connection and content everywhere. This is new. This is a process that I'm starting from scratch. Technically, I have a great framework in my book, but I'm offering it at $47 a month and $470 a year. And I want anybody in the Magic to get me coupon code because it will subtract from the Magic cost, because I don't want you paying twice for the Magic. I'm looking at this as something that is sustainable over time, that will help you in the process. There's going to be all sorts of information available to you, but I don't want to overwhelm you. And I want to make sure that this helps and this actually works for you. Too much information is a challenge. And frankly, that's one of my issues. I feel sometimes like a tsunami approaching a topic. The first Saturday class will be on the 10th of January. And there will be a bonus call on the 3rd of January, Alarmed Aloneness webinar I'm going to give as an additional bonus for signing up early. I also want to say if you sign up for a year, you're going to get 3 private bonus sessions with me, one of which is a full 50 minutes, and the other 2 will be 30-minute touches, checks, tweaks, work on your own plan, make some shifts, tiny shifts that can turn down the noise. The old pathways are just that, old. The outdated rules never worked anyway. But your history is gold. Every misstep brought you here. None of it was wasted. Turn down the noise. Build your sanctuary. Draw your sacred boundaries. And never do it alone again. You've been fighting this alone way too long. Hey, let me put the link in the chat thread for you. I do want, what time on Saturdays? 8 a.m. Pacific. 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. These will all be recorded. And they'll be every other Saturday starting on the 10th. As I said, there'll be an extra call on the 3rd. But it'll be every other Saturday to give you time. We need time to learn. We need time for our brains to shift. And there will be a way for you all and each of you to move forward in what I hope to be a meaningful way. Are there any questions? Yeah, that's a good question, Sharon. How long will the class? I'm assuming we're going to be reading at least there's 19 chapters. They're about 45 minutes long, and there's 22 sessions in the year. I'm expecting that we'll be going probably an hour and a half, 90 minutes, something like that. And I may decide I need to add another session just for coaching to make sure that it's time sensitive, because I have a feeling you're going to have a lot of questions. And I hope it's going to be meaningful for you, because the kinds of things that I've seen already have been really supportive. And the kinds of things that I've done have been really helpful. And yes, I am giving a coupon for the magic. I'll go ahead and tell you what it is, because I'm assuming if you're not in the magic, you won't use it. And I appreciate that. And it's Magic 2026, all one word. So if you already are in the magic, please take advantage. And you'll have two choices: to sign up monthly or to sign up for a year. And like I said, there'll be bonuses throughout too. I'm planning to establish some one-on-ones that are shorter and more feasible. What I'm trying desperately to do is make this affordable for a lot of people. Whenever you work one-on-one with me, there's a nurturing and a holding that happens, because I'm walking with you, not just during the session, but I'm also walking with you through the week. Anytime that you have an issue or a question, I'm there. Well, within reason. But when you're in this kind of situation, you might need some one-on-one attention, and I'm trying to make that affordable. So I'm creating some 30-minute sessions that you can purchase to support you. And I'll be adding that in. Focus, reflection, deliberate attention, friction, meaningful repetition. Yes. Tina, your brain didn't choose food because you're weak. It chose food because you're smart. Isn't it nice to know that I mean, I was really good at my job. Really good. In telecom, I was in charge of all the fiber for Southern California, the real estate for Verizon. So if your phone went out between, I don't know, I was there for 5 years. I was really good at my job. But why couldn't I figure this thing out? And now when I started to open this up and unfold and create these new pathways and connecting these disparate dots, there was so much that wasn't written around food addiction, so little. But when I started seeing the connections between drug addiction and alcohol addiction and gambling addiction, when I started to see those connections, I realized those things could work. Just like I said, I was listening to Andrew Huberman. He wasn't talking about dopamine downregulation as it applied to food dysfunction. I just knew about it. It's really fascinating to start digging into these things, and it's been such a joy and a passion for me. My plan is to create a space for you that you will want to stay in or not need to. But
This is not a course. This is a journey.
it is, because I'm helping you create your own program, your best project that has been ignored so mightily. Oh, ignored so mightily. Everyone else has come first or second or third or fourth or fifth. Yeah. And I really felt like the magic community could hold this space and would be such a great space. I am on almost all the calls. And sometimes early morning I sleep in. 4:30 a.m. I've given myself permission to not attend every call, but I tend to attend every call. So the thing is, what I want to have, which is similar in a way to my one-on-one coaching, is for people to be able to come and ask questions, for people to come with their issues and their concerns. And frankly, the magic has been so great at turning down the noise for so many people. That's why I felt like I can't keep these separate. They need to be together. But I understand if you want to just hang on to, and you don't need to attend any of these calls. You don't need to be a part of the magic to get a full benefit from this program. It is definitely more than a course. And I don't even like calling it that because every course I've ever taken, I feel like it went one ear and out the other eventually. I really want you to shift your behaviors and create new neural pathways. That's where I'm going with this. I've got a calendar for the whole year. I was very cognizant of holidays. It's basically going to be the second and fourth Saturdays, but there will be a couple that will be adjusted for holiday weekends. I think we're going to go ahead with the 14th of February, even though that's my sweet Nikki's birthday. That's such a fun day for me now. It used to be such a dirge. Oh, I hated it. I hated. Oh, but it will be a fun morning and you'll still be able to do your own celebrations around your own Valentine's. And I'll be able to still celebrate with my sweet Nikki. So I will have all of this out. I really wanted to get this to you for a number of reasons. The holiday season is coming up. It's only a few days from now for many of us, and there is just a dirge. As a matter of fact, I've got on my calendar so many different people's days of celebration. Several people had big deals yesterday. Several people have big deals on next weekend. Several people this is spread out over many, many, many days, and I wanted to give you extra support. Know that you're not alone. Any other questions?
Does it work on
The interesting thing for me, okay, when I first started even thinking about writing a book, I thought, well, what have I got to say that's different or weird or random or unique? What have I got to say? And the more that I researched and the more that I dove into this stuff, I was floored. At first, I thought, okay, the first thing I learned about my brain and food was about willpower and willpower depletion, that it was finite. And that in itself helped me create a space for myself to give myself some grace. But when you start seeing this list, and so the more things that came up for me, the more I realized, wow, people need to know this is complicated, but it doesn't have to be hard. You can just focus on one tiny thing. And I don't mean tiny as in unimportant, but you can just focus on one little thing, and it is going to help tremendously on everything else. Just think if you knit at all, which I'm not very good at, but think about if you make one row too tight. And then you try, then every other row, the pull and everything about it is different because of that tightness, right? It becomes less elastic. But if you were to release just that one row, just think about how much easier everything else will be because you're not stressed about that thing. The fact that you feel overwhelmed right now means you've been paying attention and you care. And I really appreciate that. I just want you to say this is honoring the fact that I try really hard to be perfect and I'm not, and I shouldn't be. So and I honor how hard it was for me to make an error. And
Sonia, I'm just impressed with I've followed your journey now for years and I'm just impressed with everything. So you're doing awesome. You're doing well. So I just signed up as well.
someone sent me a picture with themselves with their sweet, sweet pup. It was lovely. It was just lovely. I'm expecting it from more.
Okay.
God bless me. Ever since I wrote the book and published it, I've come up with, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 things that I could add to. So I'm expecting new things coming all the time. And that's what's beautiful about science and psychology and sociology and gut biome health and physical health and stress and all the things, all the things.
And so the magic is a different membership, and this is a different, and this is
This
different.
will give you access. Yes, this will give you access to both the magic and this. But if you've already got the magic, you use the coupon.
Okay.
There will be the only Facebook page I'm going to use is the magic for a number of reasons. I don't want to confuse people. There will be a community on the app that will be hopefully very robust and supportive. And yeah, it's going to be transformative in my mind. Yeah. Any questions? Any other questions? I do want to say this. If you're in need of a scholarship, please message me. I do want this to be accessible. That's why I priced it so low. Frankly, I got kicked a little bit for being so inexpensive. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way. But I do believe very strongly that I want this to be a way for people to learn and grow without feeling like they have to work with me one-on-one. Not that I don't mind that. I would love that. If you want to work with me one-on-one, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I so appreciate you all. I would not have all this information because not every one of these things applies to me. Not every one of these things applies to you. That's the issue with this uniqueness. And that's the reason that we need to create our own sacred boundaries and understand our own systems. But when we have that support around us, it's just all easier. Truly is. Anything else? You know how to reach me. Everyone knows where I live. Bye, guys.
Love you.
Love you too. Have a wonderful day.
I